channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the power of the tongue, and I'm gonna be talking the importance of being careful with the words that we say and the things that we put out there, because they do eventually come to pass. So I'm gonna get right into the video. So at first, I'm gonna be talking about my own experience with the power of the tongue. When I realized, like, oh shoot, like the things that I say do come to pass. The things that I say do have power. And either you say it as a joke, either you say it out of anger, either whichever way you say it, the fact that the word came out, it takes power. Whether you say it or not, it takes power. The tongue is a two-headed sword. You could use it for good, which means you can use it to speak positivity in your life, to speak health into your life, and to speak, abundance into your life. But you can also use it. You can also use it to speak negativity into your life, to speak death upon your life, to speak poverty over yourself. So so I'm going to be talking about why it's important to be careful what we say and how we say it. That I have said from the time I was in high school. I kept repeating it, and it came to pass. And so that's how powerful words are. Either it's a negative way, which is a failed test, or in a positive way where you actually accomplish everything you set out to accomplish. Words are still very important. Words are still very powerful. So we have to be careful when we're saying like stuff like, oh, I'm broke. It's not something you put out there. You don't put it out there, because the more you say it, the more it becomes real and the more it starts to happen. And so it's very important to make sure that we only speak life into ourselves, even if the situation looks bad, even if it looks like there's no way it's gonna work, even if it looks like it's definitely failing. You don't give power to that. You keep speaking life into situations, even situations that look like they're already dead, even situations that look like there's no way out of it. You should always speak life into them. And obviously it's not speaking on the state you're in right now, it's speaking on the state that you want to be. So whenever it is that you're answering a question, whenever it is that you're doing something, or somebody asks you something, speak life. Speak on what you want the situation to be, as opposed to what it looks like right now. So let's say if people want to speak negative on you, if people want to pull stuff on you and say things like, oh, that guy's not gonna amount to anything, you have to rebuke that. You have to speak life into the situation. You can look at it. It's not that you can look at them and be like, well, I actually am gonna amount to something. So if even it's not even just the things that you say and put out there. It's also the things that other people say and put out there about you. So if somebody is out here they're telling you, oh, you're lazy, to your face, telling you, basically prophesizing over your life, saying you're lazy, you should rebuke that and say, I'm not lazy, I'm strong. And even if you're not going to say it out loud, in your head you're rebuking and saying, I'm not lazy, I'm strong, I'm blessed, God loves me, I'm worthy. No matter if people are coming to you and saying you're worthless, you're saying it to yourself, I'm worthy, I'm enough, and everything like that. And then you'll understand how, once you start speaking life into situations, once you start seeing situations not for the first value of it, but for the future value, for what you want it to be, that's when you'll see your whole life changing. That's when you'll see the situation will actually become what you've been speaking. Everything that was dead will actually become alive, and every door that looks closed will actually start to open, because you're believing that. You're not believing in what's going on right now and where you are right now. You're believing on where you want to be in the future, and where you want to be, where you want to be in the future. And so life into situation, no matter how bad it looks. And I know it gets really, really hard at times, because obviously we're human, things happen. Some things we get disappointed, and we get to a point where we're just like, yo, I don't know any way out of this. There's no good out of this situation, and we feel so defeated. And so when people ask, if you're in a situation that's very frustrating, you're frustrated with yourself, you're frustrated with the world, instead of speaking death into your life, you don't speak at all, and you just pray and and yeah, and you just pray to God and you keep speaking positivity into your life, and then it'll get better. And I'll give another example about myself. Was this is something that I really wanted to test. I knew that what is it called? I knew the power of the tongue, but I really, really wanted to test it. I wanted to test it. And so around last year, because obviously around the winter time everybody gets sick, everybody gets the flu. So around last year, I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm going to speak the flu out of me. I don't care how tired I may feel or how much I may feel like it's coming. I would always rebuke it. No matter what anybody says, I'll say I don't have it. So it got to a point where I kept saying it to myself. I was like, I'm not getting sick. I'm not getting sick. I'm not getting sick. I don't care. I'm not getting sick. And so it got to a point where I was a bit stuffy. I was stuffy, and it felt like it was coming, but I refused to accept that. I kept saying, I'm not getting sick. I don't care how I sound. I'm not getting sick. And so I was at work one day, and I was saying that. So I went to the kitchen to get me some hot water and drink, because I don't care if I'm drinking the hot water. I don't care if I'm taking whatever it is that I'm taking to feel better. I'm not sick. Like, I don't care if I'm, I was not. It's not something I was accepting. I kept rebuking it. So I decided to go ahead and take some hot water. I went and took hot water and I put sugar in it. I thought it was sugar. I took a bag and then I put it in it. And then I got to my desk and I drank it, and it was disgusting. It was bitter. It didn't taste like sugar. And I don't know what it was that was in there, but it wasn't sugar. But I drank it. It was gross, but I kept drinking it. It was disgusting. So at one point I was like, you know what, forget it. So I took it, I threw it away, and then I put some water in my cup, and then I came back to sit down. And as soon as I put some more water, I came back to sit down. Whatever I was feeling, whatever stuffiness was gone. I was good for the rest of the day. So, well, I was good for the rest of the winter, basically. So,